I want to use this opportunity to talk to Nigerian youths. My name is Evangelist Razak. I'm the coordinator for TKCIM. I really want to talk particularly regarding the scheduled protests for August 1st, regarding the protests that have been scheduled against Nigerian government that is tied to end bad government. I understand that all of you are going through hardship, and I feel for you. I grew up in the 90s and the 80s, and I understand what it is to be a young person in the society that have been deprived of their livelihood. I want to use this opportunity to tell you that the planned protest is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I believe in our youth or any Nigerian exercising their right to protest against any bad government. But one thing I want you to understand is that from my experience, and I think I'm old enough to be able to advise you on something that I think we should embrace. I grew up, as I've said, in the 80s and the 90s. And I've been watching Nigerian political system from that time up to now. And I've witnessed so many protests. I can tell you when I grew up in the 80s, I can tell you about the President Muhammadu Buhari when he came as a Nigerian president, as a military president for the first time. After Buhari, we have Babangida. They call him Maradona that time. That one ruled Nigeria for almost 9 years. After Babangida conducted an election. Some of you, I'm just trying to take you to historical perspective. We have Babangida who ruled Nigeria, and he organized one of the best elections in the history of Nigeria. He ruled for 9 years. He's supposed to go, but at the end of the day, he annulled that election. Some of you who are students of history, that you are not grown enough that time to be aware of what really happened. You must have read the history of Nigeria, political history, so you know what Babangida did. He left and stepped aside and handed over to a civilian man, Sonekan. After Sonekan, Abacha overthrew Sonekan and became Nigerian head of state, a military of the state. And he was there for some time before he died suddenly. And Abubakar took over from him. Then we have Obasanjo, and we have, after Obasanjo, we have Yaradua. Yaradua was there for some time. Then we have Jonathan. People protested against the government of Jonathan. I remember that time when we were protesting against the issue of subsidy. And even our current president was one of those people who participated in all those political movements and political protests. I understand your grief. I understand the angle where you are coming from. But what I'm trying to drive home is this. All the protests that I've witnessed in Nigeria from the 80s up to now, all of them either end up people losing their life, many people getting killed, property destroyed, and at the end of the day, nothing gets done. But this time around, I want us to really sit down. I know most of us that were in our 50 and our 60, we have failed our youth. I understand. I grieve for you. When I see our youth on the streets, I don't feel happy. You can see sadness. You can see anger on their face. I understand that. And I understand that so many Nigerians are passing through hardship, financial hardship, economic hardship. The food security is there. The high inflation is there. I understand. But let me be frank with you. Every one of us, we are part of this problem. Our bankers cannot be exonerated. Most of our businessmen cannot be exonerated from this problem. I know some of those people who are in opposition today, one way or the other, some of them have been governor, been vice president, been House of Assembly members in the past. But they are in opposition today. And from my experience, what I've noticed that most times when you have government in power, the opposition, they are always be the one that normally sponsor most of these protests. And when some of these youths, they get involved with some of the things they don't really understand. I get it. But the thing is that I want you to embrace dialogue. I want you to embrace dialogue. I will say it again. I want our youth to embrace dialogue. I think this planned August 1st protest has gained so many momentum. Even our government, they are afraid. I get it. They don't know what can happen. But we have been able to attract the attention of the government. What I want us to do now is to be able to go into dialogue and present our request to the National Assembly. The governor of the states are not exonerated from this particular problem. They cannot be exonerated because they are part of the system. The local government are involved. Every one of us, the businessmen, all of us are part of the problem. The people in the parastatal in the ministry, they are part of the problem. Most of the time, we normally focus on the president. We focus on the federal government, but federal government alone, they are not the one that is causing Nigerian problem. We all know what is even happening with NNPC and Dangote refinery. You should know that Nigerian problem is a very complicated issue, and I want us to this time around to sit down and reflect on what have been done in the past protests, the outcome of it, and now let us have a rethink. We should have a different approach to find a solution to Nigerian problem. Let's engage the government in a dialogue. Let's all the organizers of this particular protest, let them have a particular identified leader that will be able to meet the government. And I know the present president, I'm not trying to defend him, and I'm not part of APC, I'm not a politician, but I believe he's a Democrat. And I know that if we appoint a leader to go and dialogue with the federal government, I don't think those people, the government will be after them. I just want to plead that at the end of every riot, there will be loss of life, destruction of property. At the end of the day, the masses suffer for it. I want to just plead. I want to plead, and I'm begging you, please, 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 if there will be any protest at all, let that protest be peaceful. Let us not go into destruction of property. Don't let the hoodlum hijack this protest from you. I want to beg of you, if there's any way we can shape this particular protest. I know we have the right to protest, but what I'm saying is that we should engage the government in a dialogue. Let's present our own plan to the government and let's see what they will do. Please, 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 I want to beg of you, Nigerian youth, I love you with all my heart. I have a program that my ministry is doing in Nigeria. I feel for you. I understand your pain. I know what you are passing through. I have younger people too that are going the same problem. But I want to please beg you to please let us embrace dialogue. Let's engage the federal government. Let's talk to each other. Let's be on dialogue table and present our plan, present our request, and let's see what they will do. But majority of the youth just feel people are protesting and they need to join. They don't know the reason why they are joining. I know that majority of the people who are behind the scheduled protest for August 1, as has been revealed by the security people, some of them are politicians. And I want the youth to understand that most of these politicians, they will not bring their children to the street to come and protest. Some of their children, they are either in Dubai, they are in America or in England. They are not in Nigeria. And some of those who have been presidential aspirant before, I know some of them, they have American passport. The moment they cause crisis, they leave Nigeria to go and stay in either Dubai or in America. Our youth, I want you to just really understand something. I feel for you. I understand your pain. But what I don't want is destruction of life and property as a result of this particular protest. I still want you to please engage government in a dialogue. Please let dialogue with government. Let's go into a roundtable discussion with government. I know this particular protest has attracted the attention of the government. The government themselves, they don't know what can happen at the end of the day. And I know with what has happened, even before the protest, they will be willing to listen to our youth. Please, let's embrace dialogue. Let's embrace dialogue. Don't let us go into this protest unprepared, because the hoodlum can hijack this protest, and at the end of the day, the masses will be the one to suffer the consequences. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless you.